last couple of years.
Okay, well, maybe that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that the director that's there now, Julie Rose, has been here 3 years because she was still fairly new when I got here.
Well, I'm glad my mother sent you over here.
Why did you get interested in being a librarian?
Well, I'll tell you how it started. I was in the 2nd grade, and Miss Lil LeBlanc was my teacher, and it was a little Excelsior Elementary School in Bangalore. And when I was in the 2nd grade, she gave me a book at the end of the year for having the highest grades. You know, they graded in letters. It was E for excellent and different letters, you know. And she gave me a book at the end of the year for having the highest grade, and it was called Woody Woodchuck. And that started my reading. I kept that book until it wore out.
Oh, a career to Woody Woodchuck.
Yeah. So that was 2nd grade, you know, and so I was, 7 years old, you know, but you started school then at 6, you know, 6 years old. And
She doesn't know
so
what
my
was there
Woodchuck book, it was just a little paperback book, you know. She probably paid a dime for it at Cresses, you know, or something
What a
like
difference
that.
it made in your life.
Yeah, she's been reading ever since.
What's the
Read
name
every
of the
book
school?
at the library in Bruley, and then, you know, kept reading.
And what did you say the name of the school?
Excelsior?
Excelsior, and they just called it Back Bruley School, you know, but it's wait a minute, Excelsior, Excelsior.
I couldn't get that.
EXCLCIOR.
I-O-R.
EXCLIOR.
Excelsior, Excelsior.
Okay.
Are you from Brooklyn?
And back really.
Back Bruley, yeah, and Mr. Bress was school superintendent at the time.
Mr.
J.H. Bress, yeah.
Oh.
And then he was the superintendent of the whole parish, you know. And well, he had 2 sons. I think one of the sons may be living in his house in Bruley now.
I live down the street from there.
Oh, you do?
Yes, ma'am.
And now who are you?
I'm married to an IA from Brooklyn.
Oh, not Alan I.A.
Alan's son.
Oh, you're kidding.
Mr. Allen was my
sitting right
father-in-law.
next to me in school, in elementary school.
Mr. Allen was my father-in-law.
You know what we called him? It was a nickname the boys did. They called him Bigfoot.
Well, they call my husband Littlefoot.
I can't believe that.
Littlefoot and blue eyes.
I can't believe
Yeah, my
that.
father-in-law passed away, I guess, must be about 10, 11 years ago
But
now.
he was a big fellow, you know, and
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm meeting you.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah, I married his son,
Oh,
his oldest son, and
and then we had another short boy that would sit behind me, and he was Hubert Dupuy. But Alan was 6 feet tall almost, and Hubert was maybe 5 or something, you know. He was so short fella at the
so I
time.
know Hubert Dupuy's children too.
Oh, they are? Oh, you do?
Yes, ma'am. I've been in Bruley. I'm not from here originally. I'm from Iberville Parish,
Oh, Pikeman.
from White Castle actually.
Oh, White Castle.
But I moved to West Baton Rouge Parish in '75.
Oh, okay.
So I've been in Bruley since '82. So that's home to me.
I guess you remember Miss Marguerite Abad, the math teacher. When
No, I didn't go to school.
Oh, that's
there.
right. But
Yeah, I
if you didn't put the decimal point, she'd use her pencil and she'd put it in your head, you know.
Oh, yeah, that name sounds
Somebody was
familiar.
talking to me just the other day. Do you remember when her pencil point would stuck in your head?
Oh, goodness.
Miss Marguerite.
Have all those little blue red scars in your scalp.
Yeah. She wouldn't hurt you, you know, but she'd place
Get
the
your
pencil
attention.
marks in your head, you know, if you missed it on the paper, yeah. That was 5th grade arithmetic, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm glad my math teacher didn't do that to me.
I had my aunt in 4th grade. Who
Oh,
taught
my
4th grade her entire career. She was
Yeah.
tough.
Well, I think Miss Marguerite taught 5th grade too, all the while that I knew her, you know, and she was a good teacher, yeah. Fond memories.
Excelsior School, how many grades did it have in it?
3.
3?
1, 2, 3. And it was 3 rows, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade in 3 rows. And you take your turn reciting, and she had a little semicircle of little bitty chairs that would fit the little children. And when it was your turn to be questioned and recite, you'd go sit in those little chairs, take your turn. By the time I got to the third grade, I knew everything because I listened to the first and second. By the time I had 3 years of the same thing. And we had a big pot-belly stove in the middle of the room for heat, and you'd put coal in it, and that was our heating system. You girls don't understand all that because you don't have no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, I remember the last ice storm we had in Alexandria. All we had to heat was the fireplace, which is pretty much ornamental, and it was not a comfortable situation.
Yeah, well, we had that little, and then the blackboards, and then the cloakroom, we called it, was behind the blackboards, and you just hang your coats up in there, And it was.
Anybody ever get switched in the cloakroom?
Well, Miss Lil was a good teacher. She knows switch.
That's good.
Yeah, she was a good teacher.
A lot of the homes in Bruley now
Aren't they
have landmark plaques that the town has given out through a grant.
Oh, they do.
Julie's
And
home is.
my house is 76 years old, and we
Oh.
applied for one, and we got one in December.
Well, are you on the road not far from the schoolhouse?
I'm on Main Street,
Oh, Main
almost
Street.
to the levee, yes
Yeah.
ma'am.
Oh, okay.
I live next door to Ms. Jean, used to be Ms. Jean's house.
Oh, yeah, sure. She was, my sister had married her brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, her niece, Lucy Peavy,
Oh, yeah, I know
and
Lucy is
Lucy
my
and her
cousin,
husband
yeah.
live next door to me. So I'm in between Ms. Jean's old house and the Blanchard's house.
Yeah.
I'm right in between there. And,
Well, Lucy's dad was my first cousin.
really?
Peavy, yeah.
Okay. Well, her husband and I were both from White Castle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, quite a few of the homes that were older, a lot of people applied, and Bruley's got some beautiful old homes that people have taken them and fixed them up. And it's just a pretty
Well,
little
my
town.
home, they had one of my nieces, Miriam. I don't know if you knew her, Miriam Abel, George Abel.
Yeah, I knew her well.
Well, she had done a picture of my old home. And one day I went to the government building there in Brewer for something, and I walked in the foyer, and there was a picture of my house. I didn't know it was. I said, "Hey, that looks like my house." Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
She used to enter in our art show, but she's
Yeah.
not living here anymore.
Oh, she's living in Alabama with my daughter.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
she
what I
got to
thought.
where her legs were giving her problems, and she couldn't stay by herself anymore.
I miss Miss Miriam.
Oh, I
She
do
used to
too. I
enter
miss
every year.
Miriam.
She's a very sweet
Yeah,
person.
yeah. But her mother was my sister, Miriam's mother. Yeah, Alexander.
She was in Alexander, that's right.
Yeah. Well, Blake, you getting tired? You ready to take me?
I'm just fine over here.
You gonna repeat all this to Pat, to your mother?
Oh yeah, we got it just fine. We're gonna show her.
Are you recording all this?
Yeah.
I can't believe you. She's gonna be sorry she missed all
Oh
this.
yeah.
Well, she's not going to now.
Yeah.
That's right, she'll be able to watch.
Yeah. Pat's my younger daughter. I have 2 daughters. Yeah, she's the younger one. So wait, this was fun, lady.
I'll have to tell my husband I met you. I'm sure he'll
Yeah.
probably remember you.
Tell him you met someone who knew about Bigfoot.
I sure will.
But his dad was good humored, He
Oh,
just
yeah.
took it, good humor.
I loved my father-in-law to death. He was really a
He really was,
sweet
yeah.
person.
It's great. Yeah. Well.